Welcome to Blueprint After Dark. When all of the workers have gone home and the only people that left are the growth hackers. And darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize y'all's GTM neighborhood. And whosoever shall be found with the soul for getting down must stand and face the hounds of clay and rot inside a corpse's shell. All right. We're going to get to the best damn clay flow I've ever built. All right. I hope you had fun. I had fun. You're not paying to see this, so okay. So I have got some real secret sauce cooking up, and I think I'm going to start deploying bots, which is to say that I'm a huge believer in these complex workflows. I think that they really are a different thing than signals because they involve a lot of steps here. And really it's about monitoring, watching, and filtering the world so that you can engage organically based on things that are changing now. So I found this super secret API that monitors for any time a keyword that I want is posted on LinkedIn. And it's instant. So you'll see that this is like just tonight. So look at this post 3 minutes ago, right? I mean, this is really live. So I do some crazy things. First, when the webhook comes in, I have to extract their URL. So it turns out that there are patterns here to how the LinkedIn post URL, so I can turn that into a post profile. Now, sometimes it's a company page, sometimes it's a person, but my LinkedIn enrichment fails if it's a company. So these are only enriching people, which is good. Then what I did is I basically took just the first 300 characters of the post because I didn't want to overwhelm things. Now, this is where the real secret sauce comes in. What I did, this is for my friend's company, Ampersand, AMPRS with AMPRSAND. I joked yesterday that this was the ice cream shop. Developer platform to have deep integrations with their customers, GTM, Remister. I mean, come on. You know this is a really good product because this is a gigantically long and confusing headline because it's made by engineers. That's how you know that this is like a solid. Look at this code. Look at this code. There's code happening here. Bi-directional sync. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. CLI. Oh, for sure. Engineers. Okay. So I want to have organic conversations. Now, it turns out that Ampersand's ICP, these are B2B SaaS companies that are doing go-to-market integration specifically. So this is where things get crazy. So first off, this thing's monitoring all the time, but this is really where all the the meat and potato is. So GPT-4o mini all day long, every day. Let's look at this crazy only run if case. So I did a couple things basically, and the nice thing, Clay, you can just write this and it'll like convert this to gobbledygook. Ian's gonna be like, man, that's JSON. That's my Ian impression. He's like, okay, only word if the one integrations is here. I have a filter here, so I don't really need that. And the time is any time between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern. So this is just getting a lot of people currently that are from India, which just isn't our ICP. So, but once that's done, I got a crazy ClayGent prompt here. All right, this is a LinkedIn post. So this has all the webhook information. It has the post, it has the person's name, and it's got the link, it's got the content. It won't be on Google yet, so they won't be able to find it on Google. I don't think you might be able to log it in a non-logged in state. I'm not sure. I think you can. Conditions under which you should say no. The LinkedIn profile does not load. The person above is not in the United States, so this is their country code based on the LinkedIn enrichment. They do not work for a B2B SaaS company. The content is not a B2B SaaS tool. The post is not 100% English. And as I keep learning things, I'll find all these must be true. They're a decision maker, right? basically director title or above. And the Clayagent, remember, this is a web scraper, so the Clayagent can go out and visit these sites, right? This post is about a B2B SaaS GTM integration. Examples include, and it's great because you don't have to spell things, right? This company is a, this is the org I have for the person, which I don't always have as B2B SaaS company. You can do site G2 to find out. This is how you can kind of tell what space they're in. The intent is to find individuals, only ever respond to yes or no. Okay, so let's save that. How much do you think this thing costs? Look at all these. I ran these things. Take a guess. Just take a guess. I'll wait. What? All right, with GPT-4o Mini. So let's do the math here. Let's say Clay can give you 50,000. So I can monitor. I can basically check 50,000 LinkedIn posts for $60. That is crazy, and the price is only coming down. This will soon be de minimis. And the insane thing here is I can also push to Slack. So I can push a message to Slack and I can say, here's a LinkedIn post. I gave the little summary here. I gave the LinkedIn post link. So the Willie, the very fine sales master that he is, can just sit drinking Mai Tais, and when that notification comes in, he knows that it's going to be golden. So like this one, boom, pushed it. Look at this. Look at how good this is. So this, integration with DocuSign. So this is like a perfect example. Now we actually know the tools that he cares about. We could do this totally for free too. I can basically say, yo, does this mention any one of the 150 tools that we care about? And then it'll be super, super certain. It'll be based on keywords. It won't cost me anything. And I don't even have, not that it's very expensive, but I can do this totally all for, $50 a month. Think about a play that you can run that is that cheap, that sorts the world. Look, this thing just came in. So you can do things like, is anyone going to a certain conference? I'm going. You can start to monitor the world for things that you care about. And the prices are going down, down, down. And this is what a complex workflow can do. It can basically just sit and wait and allow you to, and think about this. And I actually was playing around with this the other day. I commented on someone's post immediately, right? So just think about the times when people respond to you instantly on a chatbot. So not only did they accept my invitation, but they asked me for a link to the service that I was talking about. And imagine this integration. What you do is you find the LinkedIn post, you qualify it. Then what you do is if it's quality and it's related, you programmatically tag, in this case, my client. Hey, Ian, check this out. Don't you integrate with Salesforce? And then you ask a question about the post content. And so suddenly, right, you have a complex workflow that it doesn't look like I'm pitch slapping, right? I'm actually having a conversation. I'm tagging my friend Ian, the CEO, and then he can come in and comment, right? And if that person's talking a lot about integrations, you can be damn sure that they're going to read that, especially if you comment right away. And, you might want to delay it a little bit if you're automating it, but you can sort of see how you don't have to say, wow, that's interesting, blah, 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 blah. Like, you can do things that are much subtler than that. You also can do things like ask a question. How long did that integration take you? What are you getting out of this integration? Like, why are you doing it? So you can ask a really pointed question and people will respond because the types of things that you're engaged in. And, you also could not. You could not automate any of this. You basically could just pass it to an SDR and let the SDR comment. Well, or even a founder, right? Someone that has clout that they're going to respect here on the post. The point is, if you can sort the world, and imagine a world where you're only ever, this is cool. Imagine a world where you're only ever doing the things that are of the highest intent. And these type of complex workflows will allow you to just spin up clay table after clay table after clay table, and it will be incredibly cheap. Instead of you going out to the world will come to you. And that's the difference here between a complex workflow and a signal. A signal is something that you use as an excuse to reach out. A complex workflow is really about taking something that has happened in the world, a trigger, you could call it. You might even call it, you won't call it a signal, but taking that information and then manipulating that data further on instead of using it. And when I think about signals, the way that I think about this is like people will say, this is the trigger, I'm going to reach out. So I'm simplifying the idea, and I might be creating a straw man here, but I'm simplifying the idea to say that the way that a lot of people use signals is when X happens, do Y. And what I'm saying actually is that because generative AI can do so much more, and we have agents that can search the web, you can really, really filter things like we've never been able to do before, and the cost is so, so cheap. And imagine if you had 10, 20, 50, 100 things that were just monitoring the public web for you. And maybe they only happen 2, 3, 4 times a week. But you start multiplying that, and you have basically complex workflows that are always running, that are checking things, that are checking to see if it's a current customer, that are identifying if they're new in the role, etc. And then actioning those things, right? It might be to a person in this case where the SDR is not necessarily sitting waiting for incoming leads, but they're waiting for incoming information after a complex workflow has run. And so I guess my point here is I don't really mean to say that signals are silly or they shouldn't exist, but I like this phrase, a complex workflow, because it forces you to not think about, it forces you to have more complex thoughts about exactly what you can do and what you want to do with the information that is now easier than ever to monitor and very, very inexpensive. If I was paying retail for everything here, which in this case I am, each check is like less than half a penny. It is very, very, very cheap to do this, but you have to know what you're looking for. And once you know what you're looking for, you have to know what to do with it. In this case, all I'm going to do is evaluate things and push to Slack. So this clay table will keep updating throughout the night. And in the morning, hopefully it'll notify my customer that some good stuff is coming in. All right, that concludes Blueprint After Dark. I am not going to release this table. I release almost all of my tables if I can. But what I am going to attempt to do is to just sell this as a subscription. So package the whole thing, and I'll just build this for you, and you can get the output, and I'll push it to Slack. And I don't know, I'll make it ridiculously cheap or something. A penny a push or something like that. I don't know. Maybe a penny. Yeah, maybe a penny push. Why not? All right. If you want to buy this from me, let me know, and I can hook it up to Slack, and we can build this whole table together. I would build it in my interface and set you up to monitor the world for LinkedIn keywords. Thanks so much for watching. Have a beautiful Monday, July 29th. The funk of 40,000 years and grisly ghouls from every tomb are closing in to seal your doom. And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver, for no mere mortal can resist the evil of the thriller.